Now that we have our render ready, we can share our artwork on social media. It's important to share the artwork on social media because you want to get exposure all over the place, whether it's on Twitter, Dribbble, Behance, or ArtStation. You want to share it with other artists. There are some artists that use a specific social website. You want to get more interactions in a way, and also it's better to have feedback from other artists in the community. Sharing the artwork online helps you get more clients because once they see the artwork online and it can fit their brand or product, they can reach out to you and say, hey, we saw this artwork and we want to do this for it, or maybe change the colors a bit. And maybe they actually can just buy the render that you have already and then just they fit it to their product or maybe website or app. The way I use social media is I like to post the artwork everywhere because, first of all, exposure. I'd like to have my art shown everywhere, maybe get as much feedback as possible. There's something that I can improve on. Maybe I can have change something with the lighting or materials or colors maybe. But the most important part is the community. It's just nice sharing the work with your other artists, like friends and stuff, because you can also have collab projects. So instead of just doing your 3D render and that's it, you can also have like, I don't know, a collab with another artist who does prints, or maybe they design the character and then you just do the 3D version of it, or maybe you animate it. It's a wide variety of projects that you can do with other fellow artists. So the way to get more people to see your work is post it on several social websites, several types of posts. So it can be a post, a story, or maybe like a reel, or I don't know, TikTok, whatever that you prefer. So let me show you how I share my artwork on social media. So with Instagram here, for example, we just create a new post, select our final render, open it, and we have it cropped in the way that we want it to be cropped. So we just go next. You can add filters, but I don't prefer to add filters since we already edited the whole image, like in the render and the colors, and even like the RGB curves a bit, and the lesson was the Photoshop stuff. So I'm just gonna keep it as original, but if you think that one of the filters would make the render look better, feel free to do so. And of course, you can just use the adjustments if there's something that you forgot to do when it comes to the contrast or saturation a little bit. And then of course, next. And then, of course, with a caption, you need to have something. It doesn't have to be catchy, just explain what you've done. For example, here, I'm just gonna say, hey, this is the render I've been working on in the past few days. Well, usually it takes a couple of hours. I wouldn't say a few days, but if it took a few days, maybe just write it. And then, of course, you can add just the hashtags that you want. Usually I add hashtags for the software that I've used. So, of course, you can see here Blender. I used Photoshop for the post stuff. We can just add Photoshop as well. And then the elements that we have in the illustration. So we have the space monkey, maybe illustration doodle, because it's kind of a 3D doodle. So you can add that. You can add render. If it's a little bit low poly or high poly, you can also add high poly. Of course, you can add the location as well. I'm just gonna write Berlin, and then I can share it, and then I'll get all the comments and feedback. It doesn't have to be feedback, maybe just positive comments on the illustration itself. And that's how I do it. With the project done, I wanna see what kind of final project you're gonna create.